we are starting with the new topic, financing benefits. As per the old material, this is your chapter 9, and as per the new material, this is your chapter 10. Content remains the same, financing benefits. Financing benefits means methods of financing pension schemes. Now there are two main methods of financing pension schemes. इस चैप्टर को आप एक ऐसे स्टोरी की तरह पढ़ोगे, जितना अच्छे से ये चैप्टर पढ़ोगे उतना अच्छे से फंडिंग मेथड समझ में आएंगे. So we are still left with one more chapter 16, funding methods. So this chapter understanding is very important to understand the different funding methods. So this chapter is all about different ways of financing, characteristics of each particular way of financing benefit, their advantages, their disadvantages, and simply comparison between different methods. Now there are two main methods of financing pension schemes. One is an unfunded approach, other one is funded approach. When we say unfunded approach, that means no funds have been set aside to pay the benefits. Simply a strategy has been adopted कि जैसे जैसे benefits pay करने होंगे वैसे वैसे we will keep on paying the benefits. We are not setting aside any money in advance to pay for my benefits. This method is known as pay as you go. PAYG system. Method of funding under which we set no fund in aside and we simply say that we will keep on paying the benefits as and when they arise. हम कुछ side में नहीं रख रहे. But we have different funded approaches as well. Funded का मतलब होता है when you are keeping aside money in advance to pay for your future benefits. Now the time of keeping the money in advance differ between the different methods. First method is lump sum in advance. Now lump sum in advance क्या करता है? Supposingly you are at time 0 and you have to start paying the annuities from time 10 onwards. So annuities will start from 10 to infinity. You do not know the term of the annuities, but you know the term of the first payment is 10 and you are currently at time 0. So lump sum in advance simply says that we will keep the funds aside at time 0 only. And fund कितने fund? Simply the expected cost of my benefit payments. So lump sum in advance means funds are set aside at the time of benefit being promised, and fund value is simply equal to expected cost of benefits in future. अब ये तो है लंप सम इन एडवांस कि टाइम 0 पे जितना आपको पता है कि आपके आने वाले टाइम पे इतनी लाइबिलिटीज होने वाली है, जस्ट टू अवॉइड द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ सिक्योरिटी ऑफ just to avoid the problem of not meeting the benefits, you simply set aside the benefits in advance at time 0 only. And time 0 is the time at which we promise to pay the benefits. So the moment we promise to pay the benefits are being set aside in advance in case of lump sum in advance. Next method, funded approach नहीं. Next method is regular contributions. Regular contributions का मतलब होता है from time 0 to time 10. That means the period between the benefit being promised and the benefit when actually starts to be paid. We will gradually keep on setting aside funds. We are not setting the complete fund at the benefit being promised date. We will gradually build up the fund between this particular period, and again the fund value will be simply equal to the expected cost of providing the benefits. But instead of a single payment, instead of keeping aside a single money in advance, you are gradually building up your fund. जैसे हमें पता है कि मान लो 2 साल बाद मुझे 5 लाख रुपए का खर्चा करना है, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ कि मैं आज ही 5 लाख साइड पे रख दूं, मेरे पास दूसरा ऑप्शन क्या है कि लेट अस डू वन थिंग, ग्रेजुअली धीरे 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 हर महीने इतने पैसे साइड पे रखे हैं कि 2 साल बाद द एक्यूमुलेटेड वैल्यू ऑफ माय फंड इज इक्वल टू 5 lakhs. So regular contributions funds are gradually build up between the benefit being promised date and the date at which benefit actually becomes payable. तो जब मैंने टाइम 0 पे सेट किया पैसा, दिस इज लंप सम इन एडवांस. जब मैंने बोला टाइम 0 से टाइम 10 के बीच में धीरे धीरे सेट करेंगे, दिस इज रेगुलर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस. जब हमने बोला हम कुछ भी साइड पे नहीं रखेंगे, जब भी बेनिफिट बिकम ड्यू होगा उसी टाइम देख लेंगे. दिस इज पेजी सिस्टम. नेक्स्ट, फोर्थ मेथड और another method in funded approach only is terminal funding. अब देखो टर्मिनल फंडिंग क्या कहता है. टर्मिनल फंडिंग simply says that we will keep the benefit in advance but at the date at which the first series of benefit becomes payable. So in this case we will keep the benefit in advance at time 10. lump sum में हम टाइम 0 पे सेट कर रहे थे, रेगुलर कंट्रीब्यूशन में फ्रॉम 0 to 10 एंड टर्मिनल फंडिंग में हम कह रहे हैं टर्मिनल फंडिंग मींस सेटिंग असाइड बेनिफिट इन एडवांस एट द डेट एट व्हिच द फर्स्ट बेनिफिट becomes payable. So we can think that for the first benefit actually में कोई prior funding नहीं हो रही, but for the following series of payments which are going to be after the first series of payments, for that we have a prior funding in advance. So terminal funding means benefits set aside in advance at the date at which first series of benefits becomes payable. So terminal funding का सबसे बड़ा रूल ये है कि the moment the first series of benefit becomes payable, then only you are going to do funding. Next funded approach, just in time funding. Now see, just in time funding means वैसे तो we are not doing any funding, we are simply saying कि we will be either adopting a PAYG system or we will be adopting a terminal funding. But if some risk arises in relation to future benefit payments, then we will do funding at that particular point of time. So मतलब अगर कोई risk arise करेगा ही नहीं, then there is no difference between just in time funding and PAYG or terminal funding. Just in time simply says that although we are not keeping aside any money in advance, but if some risk event occurs or we have some speculations regarding risk event to be occurred which can hamper the security of the benefits to be paid, then we will do funding at the point at which the risk event occurs. So if no risk event occurs, you can continue with the PAYG or a terminal funding system. So something which actually leads to this just in time funding is the occurrence of a risk event. So just in time funding means the point at which risk event occurs, you do funding. If no risk event occurs, then no funding is required and we can continue with the PAYG system or terminal funding. Last funded approach, last funded approach is smoothed payee. Smooth payee क्या कहता है? We will create a working balance to smooth the cost of pension schemes over a period of time in years when benefit is greater than revenue. We will draw from the working balance, and in years when revenue is greater than benefit, we will add to working balance. तो हम इसमें क्या कह रहे हैं कि स्मूथ पेजी इज डज नॉट डू फंडिंग, बट वी वांट टू स्मूथ द कॉस्ट ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम व्हिच डज नॉट हैपन इन केस ऑफ पेजी सिस्टम. नाउ इन ऑर्डर टू स्मूथ द कॉस्ट हम एक फंड बना लेते हैं. हम सिंपली कह रहे हैं पेजी में हम क्या कहते हैं, टाइम 10 पे अच्छा बेनिफिट दे रहे हैं, चलो टाइम 10 पे देखा जाएगा, हम कुछ भी पहले से नहीं करते. अच्छा 11 पे देना है, 11 पे देखा जाएगा, 12 पे देना है, 12 पे देखा जाएगा. वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनी फंडिंग इन एडवांस. स्मूथ पेजी कहता है आप हर एक ईयर के रेवेन्यू एंड बेनिफिट का कंपैरिजन करो. सो फॉर ईच ईयर वी विल बी डूइंग रेवेन्यू एंड बेनिफिट कंपैरिजन. नाउ इन ईयर्स व्हेन रेवेन्यू इज ग्रेटर देन बेनिफिट, तो जो भी एक्स्ट्रा है वो आप एक फंड में डालो. अगले साल जब बेनिफिट अगर रेवेन्यू से कम है तो आपके ऊपर इतना प्रेशर नहीं आएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि आप उस फंड से विड्रॉ कर सकते हो. सो हर ईयर आपको लगेगा कि आई एम सिंपली पेइंग सेम कॉस्ट और सिमिलर कॉस्ट ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, बिकॉज इन ईयर्स व्हेन रेवेन्यू इज ग्रेटर देन बेनिफिट वी ऐड टू द वर्किंग बैलेंस, and in years when benefit is greater than revenue we draw from the working balance. So the main motive behind smooth PAG is to smooth the cost over a period of time, and it ensures definitely greater security compared to PAG system. So these are different methods of funding benefits. There is one more method, book reserving. It's actually not a method but just a provision in the accounts. So अगर आपको methods सीखने के लिए आते हैं, methods तो actually यही है, लेकिन जो हम अकाउंट्स में प्रोविजन करते हैं दैट्स नोन एज बुक रिजर्विंग, और वो बुक रिजर्विंग को भी एसटी फॉर्म में मेथड मान लेते हैं. तो आपको अगर मेथड्स लिखने के लिए आएगा, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दीज मेथड्स यू विल आल्सो हैव टू राइट बुक रिजर्विंग. ऑल्दो बुक रिजर्विंग इज नॉट अ मेथड बट जस्ट अ वे ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ अकाउंट्स. सो राइट डाउन फॉर बुक रिजर्विंग, राइट डाउन it is not a method for financing benefits. It is not a method for financing benefits, but a provision in a company's accounts. But a provision in a company's accounts for a benefit liability payable in future. For a benefit liability payable in future, for which no funds have been set aside. For which no funds have been set aside. इसी में next point, security of benefits under book reserving depends on the priority of these benefits. Security of benefits under book reserving depends on priority of these benefits in the event of employer becoming insolvent. In the event of employer becoming insolvent. Next point. It may be necessary to give these benefits a high priority. It may be necessary to give these benefits a high priority so that they can be provided from the so that they can be provided from the employer remaining assets, so that they can be provided from the employer remaining assets before these are used to settle other debts. Before these are used to settle other debts. Next point, there may be third party guarantee such as financial guarantee from parent company, financial guarantee from shareholders, such as financial guarantee from parent company, financial guarantee from shareholders, letter of credit from bank, insurance policy covering insolvency, and solidarity agreement within an industry or profession. Solidarity agreement within an industry or profession to meet other companies' debts. To meet other companies' debts. Next point, no specified assets. No specified assets are earmarked for pension scheme liabilities. So funds remain self-invested. No specified assets are earmarked for pension scheme liabilities. So funds remain self-invested and available for normal business. So funds remain self-invested and available for normal business of scheme sponsors. And available for normal business of scheme sponsors. Now try to understand this. Book reserving, although is not a method of financing benefit, but इसमें है क्या? We simply make a provision in the company's accounts for these type of benefits which are to be paid in the future, but for which no funds have been set aside. तो हम सिर्फ वो liabilities में ऐसे funds या उनके लिए एक्स्ट्रा प्रोविजन सेट कर देते अपने अकाउंट्स के अंदर उन टाइप ऑफ बेनिफिट पेमेंट्स के लिए for which no funds have been set aside. So as such, no assets are being set aside to meet these benefit payments. So there is no opportunity cost of doing quick reserving. You are not setting aside any assets. You have simply set a provision for those benefits which are to be paid in the future, but for which no funds have been set aside. So as such, there is no opportunity cost because no specified assets are being set aside for meeting these liabilities. And the only point of making this provision is to give these type of benefits a high priority so that these benefits can be paid to the respective beneficiaries before the actual assets of the company can be used for paying the other debts. So the only point is to give these type of benefits binding up priority. तो हम क्या कह रहे हैं, हम एक प्रोविजन बना देते हैं so that this provision gets very high importance at the time of binding. And the more the guarantees are there, उतना आपके इस type of benefits के लिए, इन type of provisions के लिए security बढ़ जाती है. Guarantees can be guarantee from the parent company, guarantee from the shareholders, guarantee from the bank. Maybe an agreement in an industry, if this company is not able to pay the benefits, then we together as an industry will pay the benefits of this particular industry. So जितनी guarantees in particular provision या in particular type of benefits पे होगी, उतना इस method में security होगी. So as such, there is no opportunity cost involved in this method. This method just ensures security of benefit payments by making a provision in the accounts for those type of benefits for which no funds have been set aside. And the only motive of setting aside provision is to give these benefits a high priority in the event of winding up. Clear है? ठीक है. So this completes your different methods of financing. Now next, make a heading. Next heading, factors affecting the choice of funding methods. Factors affecting the choice of funding methods. We will be discussing each factor और उसी factor के अंदर हम different methods का comparison भी कर लेंगे. So this is an important section. This section is covering your two questions. What are the different factors which affect which method to be chosen at which particular point of time? And second thing, a comparison between different methods with respect to that particular factor. So first factor लिखो opportunity cost. First factor, opportunity cost. Now think, how is opportunity cost different among different methods and how it can be used as a method of financing the benefits. So we can simply say opportunity cost is one of the important factor that sponsors and other clients associated with pension schemes that they do consider before deciding whether to pay contributions in this benefit scheme or invest this money somewhere else. And in terms of opportunity cost, we can say PG के अंदर no opportunity cost, बुक रिजर्विंग में नो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, लमसम इन एडवांस हाई अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, रेगुलर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस हाई अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट बट लेस देन लमसम इन एडवांस, terminal funding and just-in-time funding also involve opportunity cost but less than lump sum in advance. So अगर मैं इस मेथड के बेसिस पे बेस्ट मेथड असेस करूं तो वो सिर्फ पेजी और बुक रिजर्विंग आ रहा है क्योंकि बाकी सारे के सारे मेथड्स में काफी हाई अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व है. बट डेफिनेटली अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट का आप सिर्फ अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट के बेसिस पे डिसीजन नहीं ले सकते. यू हैव टू कंसीडर अदर फैक्टर्स एज वेल. बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट व्हाट विल द स्पॉन्सर बी लुकिंग इज कि द कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन पेइंग कंट्रीब्यूशंस टू अ बेनिफिट स्कीम वर्सेस extra return that the particular sponsor can get on their capital by investing that same capital somewhere else. Clear? So first factor is opportunity cost. Now think of the next factor that we have to consider while deciding which method to choose. What do you think the next factor can be? Next factor is security of benefits. Security of benefits. Now think of this as a factor and compare different methods on the basis of this factor. Security of benefits to beneficiaries is another important factor that the schemes have to consider while deciding on the method of financing benefits. So lump sum in advance, most secure, as fund accumulates most quickly in this method. Regular contributions, high security but less than lump sum in advance. Terminal funding, again security is less than lump sum in advance. जस्ट इन टाइम फंडिंग में कुछ खास सिक्योरिटी है नहीं. पेजी लीस्ट सिक्योर्ड मेथड एंड बुक रिजर्विंग security depends on the priority of these benefits in the event of winding up, plus security depends on the guarantees available from third party. चलिए नेक्स्ट मेथड, और नेक्स्ट फैक्टर लिक्विडिटी. So we will definitely consider the liquidity as another factor involved in deciding which method to go for. So advance funding, when we say advance funding तो उसके अंदर सारी methods आ जाएंगे. lump sum in advance, regular contribution, smooth payee, just in time funding, terminal funding. So advance funding provides good liquidity if assets held are marketable and there is contribution inflows. पेजी में liquidity depends on not exist. Now in this particular situation, if liquidity does not exist, either benefits have to be reduced or income in terms of contribution needs to be increased. Book reserving definitely not solves the problem of liquidity, क्योंकि बुक रिजर्विंग में तो हमने साफ साफ किया है कि हम कोई कैश या फिर दूसरे लिक्विड एसेट्स कोई साइड में थोड़ी रख रहे हैं. We are just simply keeping a provision in the accounts for the funds for the liabilities for which no funds have been set aside. So book reserving does not solve the problem of liquidity. The fact that provision has been made in the accounts does not guarantee that cash or sufficient other liquid assets are available to meet these benefits. चलिए नेक्स्ट मेथड, फोर्थ फैक्टर, regulatory constraints. So obviously regulatory constraints is another important factor that we will take into consideration while deciding which of the methods to go for. For example, when we are operating a pension scheme in a particular country where security of benefits is of utmost importance, and government says that you need to ensure 100% security of benefit payments. Now in that particular case, definitely we will be opting for lump sum in advance. Now if the government is providing you tax rebate on the funds that you set aside in advance to meet the secure future benefits, you will try to do more and more of lump sum in advance or regular contribution so as to benefit from the tax system. PAYG may not be allowed in some of the countries. So if PAYG is not allowed in the countries, we are only left with the options of advance funding. So regulatory constraints can be simply write down that regulation is an important factor affecting the choice of benefit payments. Then you can give different examples. For example, if security is of utmost importance, then we can go for lump sum in advance. And if we are getting any tax subsidy on the contributions that we are keeping aside in advance, we can go for regular contributions or lump sum in advance. If PAYG is not allowed in some of the countries, then definitely we are not left with any option but to go only for advance funding. So complete your regulation wala point. Next point, stability of contributions. This is an important point. For this, write down the technical language expected in your exam. For stability of contributions, write down: stability is the ability of a financing method. Stability is the ability of a financing method to produce a contribution rate. To produce a contribution rate which is not unduly distorted by. Stability is the ability of a financing method to produce a contribution rate which is not unduly distorted by fluctuations in experience. Which is not unduly distorted by fluctuations in experience. Next point: stability of cost under terminal funding. Stability of cost under terminal funding depends on the timing of retirements. Depends on the timings of retirements. Whereas in lump sum in advance, so stability of cost under lump sum in advance depends on the method of depends on the timing of new entrants, and stability of cost under your terminal funding depends on the timing of retirements. This we have written. Next point, write down: PayG may produce a stable level of outgo. PayG may produce a stable level of outgo if level of benefit is relatively uniform among the beneficiaries. If level of benefit is relatively uniform among the beneficiaries and age of retirement does not vary significantly between individuals. And age of retirement does not vary significantly between individuals. Stability of contributions में next point: book reserving can allow some stable recognition of pension cost. Book reserving can allow some stable recognition of pension cost as advance funding. Book reserving can allow some stable recognition of pension cost as advance funding, but cash outgo required to provide pensions. Is unlikely to be stable. Now let us try to understand all these points. पहला point देखो, stability is the ability of a financing method to produce a contribution rate which is not unduly distorted by fluctuations in experience. So that means stability क्या कहते हैं? My ability of a contributions to मेरे को एक ऐसा मेथड चूज करना है जिससे एक ऐसा कंट्रीब्यूशन रेट निकल के आए which is not getting changed due to changes in my experience. So stability means ability of a method to produce a contribution rate which is not getting distorted by experience. पहला point. Next point देखो, how do different methods ensure stability? टर्मिनल फंडिंग में स्टेबिलिटी किस पे डिपेंडेंट होगी? टाइमिंग ऑफ रिटायरमेंट्स. हमने क्या, ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज पुट योर माइक ऑन म्यूट. टर्मिनल फंडिंग में हमने क्या बोला था कि स्टेबिलिटी कहाँ पे मिलती है आपको? कंट्रीब्यूशंस कब पे होते हैं? टर्मिनल फंडिंग में कंट्रीब्यूशंस आर पेबल at the point where the first series of benefit becomes payable. So if first series of benefit becomes payable here, the contribution will be paid here. If first series of benefit becomes payable here, contribution will be paid here, and so on. So we say in terminal funding, stability of the contribution is actually dependent on the timing of retirement. Stability को आप ये सोचो, ability of a contribution, ability of a method to produce a contribution rate which is not affected by experience. Online students, your mic is still not on mute. Please keep your mic on mute. So terminal funding में stability depends on the timing of retirements. फिर हमने नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखा, लमसम इन एडवांस में स्टेबिलिटी किस पे डिपेंड करती है? नाउ इन लमसम इन एडवांस स्टेबिलिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन द टाइमिंग ऑफ न्यू एंट्रेंट्स. क्यों? क्योंकि आपका न्यू एंट्रेंट्स के टाइमिंग्स अगर आपके एक्सपेक्टेड टाइमिंग से मैच नहीं करेंगे तो योर एक्सपेक्टेड कॉस्ट ऑफ फंडिंग द बेनिफिट्स विल नॉट बी इक्वल टू द लंप सम दैट यू हैव सेट असाइड इन एडवांस. So stability depends on the timing of new entrants. Next point देखो, PG may be able to produce a stable level of output if level of benefit is relatively uniform among the beneficiaries and age of retirement does not vary significantly between individuals. So if I am adopting PG system, मतलब मैं कुछ भी साइड पे नहीं रख रही, तो अगर तो मेरे कोई रिटायरमेंट में चेंजेस नहीं आ रहे, मेरे बेनिफिट लेवल में चेंजेस नहीं आ रहे, तो मुझे पता है कि मुझे हर महीने इतना इतना बेनिफिट दे रहे हैं. तो आपको स्टेबिलिटी से मतलब ये है कि आपको ये सोचना है कि आपको हर महीने कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन देना होगा. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि किसी महीने में बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन आ रहा है और किसी महीने में बहुत कम कंट्रीब्यूशन आ रहा है. दैट मींस दिस मेथड इज नॉट रियलिस्टिक. So stability is the ability of a method to produce a contribution rate which is not getting affected by fluctuations in experience. So PG definitely can produce a stable benefit output provided your retirement age is not changing and provided your benefit is relatively uniform. Last point देखो, book reserving can allow some stable recognition of pension costs as advance spending, but cash outgo required to provide pensions is unlikely to be stable. So book reserving में तो stability का point है, क्योंकि book reserving में हम कुछ कर नहीं रहे. Book reserving में we simply keep pensions, provisions for those type of funds or for those type of liabilities for which no prior funding has been done. So this is how you should be able to comment on stability. So stability is one of the important factor that we consider before deciding on the method of financing. Next factor लिखो, realism, realistic value of the contributions. Next factor, realistic value of contributions. Again, it's a bookwork. For this particular factor, they expect a bookwork. So write down. A further consideration may be the reality of contributions. A further consideration may be the reality of contributions in comparison to the true long-term cost. In comparison to the true long-term cost of benefits being provided. In comparison to the true long-term cost of benefits being provided. Next point. Some employers may prefer to pay contributions. Some employers may prefer to pay contributions that are same as those that need to be recorded in the accounts. That are same as those that need to be recorded in the accounts. Next point. Others may wish to pay additional contributions. Others may wish to pay additional contributions as protection against adverse experience. As protection against adverse experience. Next point. Advance funding can provide realistic cost of pension benefits. Advance funding can provide realistic cost of pension benefits now and high contributions later, which may give an employer an impression of low pension cost in short term, Next point. Alternatively, high contributions now may defer a sponsor. From providing required benefits which were actually affordable on more realistic funding pattern. Last point for this particular factor, PG can give rise to unrealistic impression of pension costs in short term. So see what this method is saying. What this factor is saying. This factor is saying that one of the most important factor that we do consider before deciding on method to be used is the realistic value of the contributions in comparison to the cost of providing benefits. So we do compare realism of contributions versus cost of providing benefits. Now, if we are adopting systems of advance funding, that generally leads to gives you realistic impression of cost of providing benefits. And if you are using PG system, that gives you unrealistic impression. Now in advance funding also, the realisticity is actually dependent on the method that we choose. So if we are choosing lump sum in advance, या फिर regular contributions, या फिर just in time funding, or smoothed PG, or terminal funding. So realisticity depends on the contributions that you are paying and on the cost of providing benefits. So some methods may involve low contributions now and high contributions later. तो अगर किसी मेथड में अभी मुझे कम करना है और बाद में ज्यादा करना है, तो मुझे क्या इंप्रेशन मिलेगा? लो शॉर्ट टर्म पेंशन कॉस्ट. So that means this method has actually given me the wrong value of projecting my benefit payments, because ऐसा नहीं है कि short long term में भी contribution लो है. Simply this method is involved low contributions now and high contributions later. So it has given you an unrealistic impression of low short term pension costs. लेकिन कुछ methods में क्या होएगा? High contributions now and low contributions later. Now if high contributions are now and low contributions are later, you may feel this method is extremely expensive. लेकिन ये expensive सिर्फ initial years में था और बाद में आपकी काफी cheaper method था. But because of the provision of this high contributions now, it has actually led to sponsor being thinking that this method is really unaffordable in terms of financing the benefits. So which method to choose depends on how realistic the value of providing benefits is covered in that particular method. So generally in terms of realistic comparison, we do prefer advance funding because PG does not give you a realistic value of your pension cost. But in advance funding also depends on which methods you are choosing. Some methods may involve low now and high later, that may give you an unrealistic impression of short-term pension cost. Others may involve high now and low later, that may give you an unrealistic impression of high cost in the near future. Clear? Last factor on which to assess my methods. This will complete your chapter. So this chapter has to be done like this only. सिर्फ इतना भी अगर आप कर रहे हो तो भी it's more than sufficient for this particular chapter. Different methods, comparison of different methods and their different factors. But language, I am repeating again and again. Please pay importance to the language that you use in writing in for this particular exam. Last method. Effect of increasing age of membership. Effect of increasing age of membership. So write down. Membership can increase if employer is not recruiting new employees. Membership can increase if employer is not recruiting new employees, or membership of a scheme is close to new entrants, or membership of a scheme is close to new entrants. Next point, under PAYG system, the effect of increasing average age will be to increase the number of beneficiaries. Under PAYG system, the effect of increasing average age will be to increase the number of beneficiaries relative to number of contributors in long term. Will be to increase the number of beneficiaries relative to number of contributors in long term. Next point, in very long term, the effect may be to reduce the benefits. Next point, lump sum in advance meets the durability criteria. Lump sum in advance meets the durability criteria because lack of new entrants does not require additional finance. Because lack of new entrants does not require additional finance to be made available. Now see, ये बहुत वेग फैक्टर है, बहुत ही लीस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है, इफेक्ट ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग एज ऑफ मेंबरशिप ऑन डिफरेंट मेथड्स. सो इट सिंपली सेज कि मेंबरशिप की एज कब इंक्रीज होगी, या तो स्कीम इज क्लोज टू न्यू एंट्रेंट्स, इट्स अ मैच्योर स्कीम, नो न्यू एंट्रेंट्स अलाउड. Now, as a result of increasing in this age of membership, it is recommended to go for advance funding only. Because if you are adopting PAYG system, what will happen? PAYG may number of beneficiaries, that means number of participants who want to receive the benefits will keep on increasing relative to number of contributors because scheme is on the maturity side. So participants receiving के count ज़्यादा है, participant pay करने वाले count जो contribution pay करेंगे वो कम है. So that means benefit is greater than revenue. So if benefit is greater than revenue, there are chances of insecurity of benefit payments. And you know, when we have insecurity of benefit payments, the option is either to reduce the benefit or increase the contribution. But since the number of active participants will be very less if we have more of increasing age of membership, it's advisable to go only for advanced funding methods as they meet the durability criteria. In maturity side. So what are the different methods or what are the different factors on which we assess the funding methods is, remember opportunity cost, then next opportunity cost के अलावा बताओ और क्या था, security, liquidity, effect of increasing age of membership, what else, durability comes here only, realistic value of contribution or not, any regulatory restrictions. So all of these factors we do have to take into consideration while deciding which particular method to go for. और अगर आपको आए कि compare between this method versus this method, so you can simply use this particular factors as a basis for your comparison. Clear? So this completes your methods of financing chapter. Okay, then that's it for the day. Thank you.